Alrighty, good morning everybody, good morning, and hello. Welcome to another Bullish Bears live stream. It is Friday, May 9th, and we are ready to kill it. Right now we're looking at, we'll put the ES on the top left, NQ top right, VIX bottom left, weighted index bottom right. Now, I keep getting questions about the weighted index. Somebody just DM'd me again this morning asking for it. Guys, I'm pretty sure I have a video out too on it. I'll try to find that and put that out there for you guys. But let's get into some morning analysis. Let's find our levels and zones for today. So something on ES that sticks out right away that I see is that we've been trading into the supply zone, and sellers have been failing to push us lower from it, but buyers have been failing to break us through it. So right now, every time buyers try to step in, we reject lower. Look at that. We did break that Friday high and rejected lower like I was looking for yesterday. We broke that high. We sort of created some highs up here. Now what I would like to see is, and we'll start with the 6 hour, and we'll knock it down to the 4 to the 1 and all that. And we'll see if we have any zones or levels of interest. Now ideally, because I'm looking for a zone from yesterday's price action, there's most likely not going to be a 4 hour, very rarely a 3 or a 2 hour, a 90-minute maybe right here, 45, not really, and 30-minute, not really either, 15, nope. It's like I suppose the 90-minute right here could be a supply zone. I'm going to keep this Friday high in there. We'll move this as previous day high. You know what it is? It sucks too that we have this big supply on the daily here, because this big red zone, it does make the chart a little messy, right? Half of our chart is red now because of it. But we have to be aware of these zones so that we're not trying to take a really heavy long position going into a supply zone. We see that this price level, 56.72, worked really well as resistance when we're below it, and it even worked as support when we're above it. So definitely want to watch out for that. But let's look in some lower time frames, see if we also have any demand zones down here. If we haven't created any demand zones down here, then we might not have any structure to support us. Now I'm gonna delete, part of me wants to delete this zone right here, this red one, this 45, and the reason for that is because, let's see, well, it has been broken before. It was a pretty good area of interest, though. Look at the rejection here. This was last Friday. We rejected it. And here, this was overnight, Thursday. So we keep an eye on it. Definitely be aware of it and see what's going on. Let me make sure everything's working. YouTube, could you hear me? Okay. Where's my OBS? Perfect. Okay, no, it is good. Okay, so 30-minute, check the 30-minute. Now what I will do is we'll lighten it up a little bit. Now this blue zone we could delete because it was broken a couple times. We'll keep this purple level as a DP. See where it says DP SPY 54956. This is a dark pool level. I was using a tool called Quant Data a little while ago, and they use dark pools, and wherever there's a dark pool, there's usually millions and millions and millions worth of volume being traded there, and that's what makes it a dark pool level. Now, they only show dark pool levels on the SPY, so I just found the SPY price in correlation to the ES price at that point and marked it out. Right now, I'm looking to see if there's any support down here, right? Because look at how we supported over here. So I'd like to see if there's anything, and it looks like it would be this area right here. And we'll mark this out with the green one, and we'll just go on different time frames, see if we find any supply or demand zones anywhere over here. Nothing on the 30-minute, nothing on the 45, nothing on the 90, nothing on the hourly, nothing on the 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hour. So, in my opinion, because we haven't really created demand off of this, there's a good chance, because we're still in the supply zone, that we might find some sellers and push back lower today. I'd want to know where equities are trading, see where they're all trading at. Looks like Microsoft topped off at my key level at 442.30. 443.50 was its high. Right now it is not below, it's in its previous day's range. Same with Meta, previous day's range. Tesla previous days range. So right now, guys, equities are all range bound. They don't have a direction, right? So sometimes pre-market will look to see if we have any direction or if we have any sense of, well, yeah, direction or trend. And we don't see that right now. Right now, we're just seeing that it's a whole lot of chop, very range bound. What I see? I think I saw on a 3 hour or 2 hour. This 2 hour candle. So what I would look for is I'd look to see this 2 hours. So yeah, this 2 hour wants to close right here. Because if this 2 hour wants to close as a basing, which, well, this 2 hour did close as a basing candle already, right? We have our pivot at a high. We have our basing green candle. What I'd look for is I'd look for this candle we're on, this 2 hour we're on right here that closes at 10 o'clock to sell off. So if bears step in, I'm going to look for bears. Bears below that price level, I'll look to see for some potential shorts down there for this 2 hour to continue lower off of this supply zone. And we'll make this a purple zone for now, so it's a little different. Let's mark out our open price as well. Because also, guys, we haven't broken previous day high or previous day low yet. So something else to consider might be an inside day. Whenever we have inside days, we have a lot of weak volume and very poor continuation, if any continuation. Good morning, guys. Good morning, good morning. All right, let's see. So this was ES. Let's take a look at the NASDAQ. And don't forget, guys, we could keep an eye on Bookmap as well to see where we might have some potential buying and selling levels. We could also take a look at Edgefold too, see any stats. We could take a look at crude and gold in a little bit as well to see what gold is doing. Gold's pulling back, might be creating a higher low right here though. Mark out our previous day low. We did take out previous day low already on gold. Oh, I wonder what setup that was on gold. Damn, yo, those shorts on gold from that 30-minute fair value gap yesterday, guys. Look at that. What a print. That's pretty clean. And that's right from, where is our Discord? It's right from the watch list. When there's a lot of uncertainty in the markets, in the markets I meant. We look for gold as a safe haven, so we'll like to see buying pressure if ES and NQ look for selling pressure. Now, ES and NQ were range bound yesterday, so we have a 30-minute fair value gap from 33.67 to 73. That's the that's this one right here. And edge full stat was we had a 74% chance, 76% chance of closing red, which our opening price was right here. So look at that entry, which would have been above in our open price. And then we sold off from there. So that was pretty cool, pretty clean how that played out. Now, because we used this broken demand zone already, I'm going to delete it. Now, let's see if we have any supply zones. And then I will go back to the NASDAQ. So daily time frame, we'll mark out our open price. We'll delete that. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is either. Open price. 1 hour fair value gap, some key levels, previous day high. Okay, not bad, not bad. So let's check our 4 hour. Now I will check the 6 hour because of down here. Nah, I don't really see much down there. Any daily demand zones? Not really. We could check if there's an 8 hour. I suppose this would be an 8 hour demand. Now that's not a time frame I ideally check often, but because I saw that the 6 hour was struggling to form one down here, I figured, well, it's got to be a higher time frame than the 6 hour, but it's not the daily time frame. So process of elimination, right? We're able to find then maybe it's a 4 hour demand. 8 hour demand zone. I'm gonna mark that out with the 8 hour. Again, not a time frame I use often, but if I'm going through my time frames and really looking to see if I have something, then I will look for it. This is 8 hour on gold. Now let's see. Now I do want to go through the other time frames because I want to see what's going on down here. This green zone that I had was a super strong area of interest. It was also lined up with the key level 3300. We could use gold on Bookmap too to see where we're at. In regards to any passive buyers or sellers and cumulative volume delta. Right now the CVD is still pushing red. That's great. So feeling bearish on something like oil. Now, this is a 3-hour demand, but unfortunately wasn't the strongest of zones. It did hold us support a little bit yesterday. Let's see, 15-minute. I'd sort of like this zone for shorts up here. Similar situation as yesterday, right? We have a 30-minute fair value gap right here. And we'll make this our FVG. And it's in a broken demand zone. So again, gold might be lining up for a short position right here, guys. I'd consider it myself. I told you guys though yesterday, probably not going to be taking any trades today. Just going to be sort of spectating, going over the charts with you guys. If you guys see any trades or you see something and I'm saying something that you agree with, definitely go for it. Take the trade. Know how much your risk is. Know how much your reward will be. Know where your stop loss is going to be. Your stop loss matters. It's so important. Let's see. 45-minute. We can check the 45 for a second here. I just gotta clean this up a little bit. Now, this is the point of control volume profile from April 11th. So that's way too far back. I'll set it to, I think it was April 27th. It was like a week or two ago. Right there. Okay, there we go. Cool. Because again, you guys know that I like to look for those low volume shelves for entries, and I don't really have a low volume shelf. This is lower than this, yes, but this would really be more of a low volume shelf all the way up here. Now, right now, look at this. We're trading in between this large volume range, right? This is our volume average. Our volume average is between this blue line. This is our developing volume average, so it's constantly moving. So where the low is and the high is, this is 70% of the volume traded in this time frame, in this look back period. So because we're range bound, we would look to sort of trade that range, right? And now we're looking at the volume profile. This is the high of the volume profile node, and this is the low. Okay, well then look at that. I could look to short near these highs, maybe buy these lows. Now if we do break out through this, there could be a chance that, let's say we break out this 33.48 of that low volume shelf, that we want to move higher to sort of get rid of all this low volume here. Now, we don't get rid of volume, right? We add to volume. So we would look to see if we can move higher to start to develop more volume as we move higher, right? Look at gold on the volume average for this week. It is trying to move higher. So definitely a few things to factor in and to consider. So that's how I would trade this zone on gold today. It's sort of just wait to see how we want to react. Yo, what's up, Sam? What's up, Lil AR? Yo, ES has 533 contracts on 57.72. Let's take a look. Yes. Oh man, I probably just. Oh wait, 72. What did we say? How do I add that on my chart? This is the volume profile. So to add that on your chart, guys, you're going to. So how I like to place it is I'll go to the beginning of the week, right? So I'll go to the Sunday open candle. So I'll be looking right down here at the bottom with my crosshairs on the chart where it says Wednesday, right? So I'll come over to where it says Tuesday, Monday, and then it'll say Sunday somewhere right here. So Friday into Sunday. Here's that Sunday, 6 o'clock is right here. I'm going to come over to your toolbar. So it's a trading view tool. So you're going to come over to the toolbar. It's underneath the forecast. So with the same projection, I should say. Long position, short position. Down here, it's volume based. Now you have anchored VWAP, fixed range volume profile, which will give you just that, a fixed range, and anchored volume profile. So yeah, the volume bars on the right hand side, that's the volume profile. So this is super important because this shows us exactly where volume is being traded in relation to price instead of the other way around. Right now, when we look at volume bars to the downside, this just tells us how much volume was traded during this time period. Now, guys, if you want, YouTube, you guys hit that like button if you want it. I could do a webinar tomorrow on the volume profile for you guys. Discord, let me know in the comments. YouTube, let me know if you guys are interested. Free webinar for you guys tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern on the volume profile. And then I was thinking next week, yo, I started putting together yesterday. I was working on for 3 hours straight. Whole bunch of Apex Trader evaluation, Apex Trader funding slides and stuff, going over all of their different different accounts, account sizes, different rules, how to get funded with them, ins and outs with the company, everything. It's going to be great. But we'll do volume profile this Saturday if you guys are interested. Let's see. But yeah, so a setting that I do use, so you see it, we're on the 30-minute time frame now when we see it. Something I like to do is I'll go into the settings on the tool and go over to visibility, and I'll turn it off so it only shows me the tool on, like, say the 45-minute time frame. That way, if I'm doing my analysis on other time frames, I don't have this these big bars in my face all the time, right? Now imagine we're trying to trade like the 5-minute, and we're like trying to see it, and we got like all this in our face. Well, if you have it set so it's just on the 4-hour time, the 45-minute or a different time frame, you could go back, check it real quick, and then come right back to your trading and not have to worry about all that. Okay, I found it. So fixed range. No, so it wouldn't be fixed range volume profile. It would be the anchored volume profile. Anchored volume profile. Fixed range. Yeah, fixed range will only give you just that, right? A fixed range. So if you mark it from the New York session open to close yesterday, it'll give you that fixed range for New York's open to close yesterday. Right now, we do see point of control for yesterday was 33.14.18. So because of the choppy price action, there's a chance we want to trade back down to it. Let's see. This is ES here. So I think, who pointed it out? ES. Little AR. Let's take a look at ES real quick. See what's going on at Oh yeah, quick stab at NASDAQ. See if there are any supply or demand zones anywhere. Not seeing too much. I'm going to mark this area out down here. I'm going to delete this. And then this is no longer our previous day high. Our previous day high is now somewhere right here. Delete this. And we're cleaning up the charts. We're looking good. Alright, let's see. I'm going to make this a green zone so I know that this is where buyers are located. Now, this isn't a demand zone, but this is where I saw buyers were active yesterday, right? So look, when we were below it, sellers were holding it as resistance. When we were above it, buyers were holding it as support. And it is right near that monthly high level too. I do use the volume profile on NASDAQ as well. Now let's see when this one's plotted at. 25th, 27th. Okay, so that's the same one, 27th. If I wanted to pull it to this Sunday, let's see where we're at for this Sunday. Alright, so no low volume shelves. And the reason we don't have low volume shelves at this moment for this week so far, guys, and guys, it's Friday, so you would think we'd have something, is because price didn't really go anywhere. This is last Friday. Since last Thursday, we have been range bound. When we're range bound, we're not going to get strong moves, and we're not going to get those low volume shelves. So let's go back. I do want to put that back on that other week, because that other week, when I kept it on that last week, that helped me find the support zone down here. The support zone worked out very well as our low for Thursday, this Tuesday, and again this Wednesday, right? These lows down here, every time we came down to this low volume shelf, we found support, and then every time we swept a new low, instead of having a breakdown, we reversed and pushed back higher, which again we saw with the volume profile. Mine looks different from yours on NQ. So yeah, it's going to look, you know what, the settings are a little different at first too. I'll show you guys the settings real quick as well, and I will cover the settings for all of this in the webinar tomorrow too. But I have it set to total. I know it probably comes off as like delta or something. I said it's a total. Number of rows. Well, I have mine on white because I have dark charts. And I have these all turned off, except for developing volume average. And you might have to make this opacity to 62 or make it a little thicker. And then, like I said, with the visibility as well, just so it's not on every chart. And you could play around with it, right? You could definitely, if you were interested in how the delta works or the up and down volume works. Up and down, I don't think it's going to give you much help. Let's see. Doesn't make a difference at all. Up and down. Excuse me while I break my my footprint. I'm just kidding. We'll check it on gold. You know why? Because Nasdaq's very liquid, very volatile. Let's delete this broken level. Let's see. 45. Oh no, my trading view is just lagging now. Alrighty, everything with a nice little reboot. You know what? I'll delete out some old. Okay. All of them fly. Let's see. Let's check out crude oil, guys. Crude oil's been in a tough point. Look at that. Finally coming out of this range. Thank goodness. Taking out previous day high, closing green now. Okay, perfect. Took out previous day high yesterday and it closed green. I had a bull price level at 59.87. We finally broke and closed above it. Our open price today on oil is going to be 60.25. Let's see. Previous day lows down here. This is our daily candle right here. We could check to see if we have any supply or demand on oil. Boom, right away, first thing I see. It looks like this broken supply zone right here. It's a 45-minute supply. So look at how well it worked as, even before we created the supply zone, it worked as support because there was a demand zone there. We broke it, created the supply zone. I'll delete this demand zone because it's broken now. Then we used it as supply, great rejection off of it, another rejection off of it. Then we were able to squeeze and break through. So now that we broke through, what I'd like to see is a retest of this broken supply zone, so 60.43 for some long positions on oil, guys. So this is what I would be looking for on oil today. Let's see, and now if we're looking at our volume profile, let's see, this is from April 27th as well. Now with oil, it has been moving higher this week, right? So we could probably move our volume profile and see where we're at for Sunday. And see that we should maybe have a low volume shelf. Yeah, okay, so right where we're trading up in right now, low volume, right? Because price has been moving higher. We see our volume average has been moving higher, along with the volume increasing with price as well. So these are all things that line up to help us spot strong trends. So again, I'd like to see us pull back on oil today to this broken supply zone so we could stay range bound between 60.42 and 61.29. And if we're range bound between then those ranges, those prices, I'd like to buy the lows and sell the highs. And also the volume average is right here, our developing volume average. So if we come back to it, that'd be testing the volume average range before pushing back higher again. So looking for bulls on oil, possible bears on gold because of yesterday's price action. ES and NQ are sort of range bound at the moment, as they have been for the whole week. So maybe because it's Friday, maybe we'll get that breakout. What we could do is we could check the weekly time frame as well and get an idea of where we're currently trading at. Here we go, guys. Look at the weekly. So we're coming off of 2 green weeks in a row. Off of these lows right here, we're currently up 14% on the Nasdaq, 2,500 points, guys. Huge on the Nasdaq to the upside. So, do these weekly candles tell us, even if we turn our drawings off, are these weekly candles telling us that we're going to reverse? Or are these weekly candles starting to pick up with a little bit of buying volume and looking like we might want to continue? My only issue is the volume right now, because look at the volume on this current weekly. It is much lower and less significant. However, it is Friday, so if they want to start stacking in volume today and we start going crazy, we break out higher, volume picks up, fantastic. We could have a really nice trend day to the upside on the Nasdaq and ES today. But if that volume fails, we're going to stay range bound. We're going to move back lower. Be careful with any trades, guys, because Feds are going to be speaking all week this week. We had Fed Goolsby and Waller. Goolsby at 10 o'clock, so don't be in any trades at 10. And 8:30 we had Fed Kugler, which didn't give us that much of an impact. So just things to consider. Always watch those higher time frames, whether it's a daily, an hourly. You know, when I'm So guys, my pre-market prep, you guys see I come down from the daily, I'll even look at the weekly, sometimes 6 hour, 4 hour, very higher time frames, and then I'll break it down to some lower time frames to find my more recent zones, more recent levels, areas to enter, stuff of that nature. I'm going to add an alert on NASDAQ down here at 20,080. Let's check out NASDAQ on Bookmap.
Let me just jump in real quick here. The White House is releasing a lot of little news snippets right now. And I just got, my stop just got ran over by 3 points with some of these little news snippets coming out. So just be mindful with your stops this morning. Like I say, I got ran over, not a big deal. It was only like 2 points, but still.
Yeah, no, we gotta be careful because those.
Just be careful with these little news snippets that are coming out this morning. The market's really knee-jerky reacting to this kind of stuff right now.
Yep. Gold's trying to hold this zone right here. Let's see. Let's check the hourly. Anything? 2 hour, 3 hour, 90 minute, 45, 30? Bueller? Nope. Not seeing anything on oil to suggest we break lower until we do finally break lower, right? So we could add an alert here on gold and sort of wait to see if price does want to come down there. We check gold on Bookmap. I do see a pretty passive seller at 33.40 up here. We'll take an eye on our Bookmap and our level 2. It's at 33.40. 33.40 is right. 33.40 is right here. So it says that there's a passive seller there. And we'll see it's 60 lots, and it looks like about 20% of that is one order. So we'll see if that fills. We'll see how the time and sales hits. See if an aggressive seller comes in at that point. If they do, then that might be an okay area for a short position. And then what that's doing is it's giving us a better entry. So let's see how we are when we trade into there. And it's also a low volume shelf. Now, guys, we were showing the volume profile on the much higher time frame, the 45 minute. But I use the volume profile when I'm day trading too. I always use it. When I'm using Bookmap, I'm looking for these low volume profile shelves for my entry points to line up with my price levels. I use the session volume profile with the delta turned on to look for weak buying or strong buying or weak selling or strong selling. Right now I see there's a lot of more aggressive selling than there is buying. So again, I'd like to see how we trade into that 33.40. See if we get a really big seller. 33, 38, 30, 16 lot seller on gold right there. So let's see. We'll keep it up. 33,890. We're like a point away still, so we do have a little time on that. Man, it's raining over here again. I don't know where you guys are at. Drop in the comments where you're at if you're on YouTube, but I'm in New York and it's been raining for like 9 days straight. It's been gloomy on Wall Street. Alright guys, let's see. Now, something I'd want to look for also, we could take a look at oil. Nice pullback on oil. I'm going to add an alert here. But, what was it going to do? Oh my god, what was it? Oh, right. I was going to pull up Edgeful. I wanted to see the stats on Edgeful for, I don't know. For whatever. For oil breaking previous day's highs. Algo's increasing price in 4 days, 3 days, 20 hours. Marzit, are you still using the algos?
I've got it. Well, it hasn't been triggering lately because the algo assumes the pullback happens, that you break the orb and then the initial balance and then you pull back. We've not been doing this pullback. You know, like yesterday, we just broke the initial balance to the high and just kept running. So
right.
You still got to use your own interpretation of the chart.
Yeah. Alright guys, let's see. Crude oil previous day high broken. I want to do the daily session. We're looking at crude oil, previous day's range, past 6 months. Previous day high broken, only a 62% chance of closing green. Okay, but now I want to see by weekday. Today's Friday. 55. That's a 50-50, guys. That is not in my favor at all for us to close green on oil. But if I'm trading the range, I'm trading off the volume that I'm looking at, this would still be a considerable trade. Okay, here we go. Gold pushed into there. Let's see if we had any aggressive sellers. No, we had some aggressive buyers step in, if anything. We had 25, 11, 9, 26. But we'll see. An absorption hit there as well. But we do have some aggressive buying. CVD did spike higher. So we'll wait on gold here, see where we're trading at, see how we want to react. Low volume, we're hitting these low volume shelves on the lower time frame, right? This is our session volume profile now. If we're looking at the 45-minute, a little bit of volume up here. Check our 15-minute. I always like to check the 15 minutes, see like structure-wise where we're headed. 30-minute. Yeah, I wouldn't take any shorts right here. This volume's looking like it's increasing. Buyers are stepping in as well. And like you saw the time in sales, they were getting a little more aggressive to the buy side versus I was looking for stronger selling pressure. So we'll wait on gold. We could even mark this high out right now, right? Because that could be our next area that there's going to be potential stop losses and people that are taking breakouts. So that's at 33.42.70. Well, we have 33.42 right here, some passive sellers. So we could take a look, we'll see how we react to it, right? And that's sort of how we want to watch Bookmap and get an idea. Yo, I'll be right there. I'm dragging my dog's bed over. She's like walking around behind me. So gold is trying to reject that level. Oh, big sellers. Let's see. Check that. Check this. 30. Nope. 30 lot buyer. 14 lot buyer. It was fast selling. Let's see. CVD is still red on the day. We could also check the footprint chart on TradingView. If you don't have Bookmap and you do have TradingView Premium, you could use a footprint chart. And that tells you the delta on each candle. It tells you the total volume. You could turn it off or you could have it so it tells you the delta, the buy and sell. Really great stuff. Great tool. I love to use it to watch this point of control. Now, because we only have two... huge sellers on that, guys. Let's see. I wanted to see an aggressive seller hit, though. But I'm not seeing it. It looks like all those people that were trying to buy up there might be trapped, though, if we want to continue lower. A lot more selling delta, if anything. What's Nas Bookmap looking like? Let's see. Nas looking like we're finding some support here. CVD's green. Looks like next price level, 20,280. That's that Friday high up here. So that's where I personally would probably be looking for some shorts to see if we could find any short positions up there. Let's see. Good morning, everybody, guys. Hit that like button if you're here on YouTube. Join the webinar tomorrow if you guys are interested in the volume profile. Do volume profile webinar tomorrow. I gotta turn that light off. Killing me. There we go. Good buying support. I want to check on equities again, see if anything's moving. Not really. Everything's still range bound. Tesla's moving up. Amazon's slowly making its way there. And Nvidia is range bound right now. Previous stay high though on Nvidia is right here. No, maybe it's back there. Yeah, it's back here. No, it was right here. Okay, cool. So that's a level I look for on Nvidia, 118.68. Now the reason I don't trade Nvidia, but the reason I look at stocks and equities is because they have a big move and impact on the NASDAQ and ES. So if they're trending, then I want to look for the ES and NQ to trend with them. Huge rejection there on gold, man. Hit the low volume area. The passive sellers up here. Now there's another passive seller, 33.40. Now look at this, guys. If you guys could see real close, this is gold, and I'll go back to NASDAQ as well in just a minute. What is the SVD on your book map called? So that's SVD. It's basically what that is that's the session volume profile, like the SVP, but I have it turned on to the delta. So it's giving me this information, except it's turning it off, so it's only telling me the delta on those price levels. So I could see that we have way more negative delta today on gold. Therefore, we're having that sell-off. We're pushing lower. Great area right there. And great book map level, 33.40. What was I gonna say? Oh, right. This 33.40 up here, large lot tracker tells me with this white line that probably 70% of this 63 lots, 70% of it is one trade. So that's probably like 40 lots is one trade on gold short. That's crazy. I want Bookmap, trying to save up for lifetime. Yeah, Bookmap's great, man. Bookmap is fantastic. But it's definitely a little pricey, and you got to get the data with it too. But yo, huge help. I did not take this trade on gold, guys, but it is looking good to continue lower. I'd be wanting to watch it continue lower to maybe VWAP. And also, previous days' point of control was down here, guys. And that's just using volume levels. Volume levels and understanding ranges. Oil's trying to move lower. I'd like to see how oil's doing. Now, I want to see oil 60.42, 42. I don't see any passive buyers down there, so I would be a little concerned, a little worried and hesitant on the longs. But if we just pull right back to it, we might get a really tight entry on that, right? Like, a lot of people might not be expecting a bounce right there, whereas we had the area of resistance. We're above it. Now it works as support. So we're aware of that support and resistance level, as well as that low volume we have down there. Yo, what's up, Random?
What's up?
What's going on, guys? Hope everybody's doing good today. Hope you all had a great trading weekend in the week green. Yo, Charlie Mike, man, congratulations on that eval. On that funded, I should say. Just make sure that if you passed it... Oh, you passed it yesterday. I thought you said last night. Because if you passed it when the market opened after 6 p.m. last night, you do not trade it today. Because they have to wait till the full day, futures day cycles through, closes at 5, and then they'll process it between 5 and 6 and shoot you an email. Oil with some selling, NASDAQ with some chopping. We'll pull up NQ for you guys. Right now, guys, NASDAQ, we can't, so it's harder to read something like NASDAQ and ES before the market opens with Bookmap for a more definitive direction because we haven't gotten that New York session volume yet. So when New York comes in, let's say right now it looks like way more buying than selling, but New York session could come in and volume could completely flip. And that's why we do want to be a little patient for the market to open for trading ES and NQ. Whereas something like gold and oil, these move throughout the day, right? These are heavily traded commodities across the world, especially something like gold, which is a major Forex commodity as XAU USD. So with that being said, they don't essentially need that New York volume. Damn, oil.
We can hold here on gold at 335.70. We could get an attempt to go back up here.
Yep. Because if we're looking at that lower time frame, where I know, guys, our homie Random over here, he looks at the range bars, right? What are you looking at, 80 range?
So on gold,
probably
20
need like
range.
a 5
Put it
range.
on 20 range.
Okay.
And you'll see how it caught on 20 range. It caught that low last bar, right? And then all you do from the where it caught that low last bar, like support the band, then you go up, you go back up the to the last positive bar, and you could see that it could try to go to 338.80, so $1 or maybe a bit more.
Like what you had
$1
this?
a lot, you know.
You had this right here.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome.
Exactly. And then it goes up to the last green bar, like how I trade it anyway. Yep.
Yeah, cool.
If it holds, right? So I'm watching 337.70. Yeah.
Cool. Very cool, guys. Very cool. Guys, if you're here on YouTube, join our community, Bullishbrs.com. We got an awesome community. I go live every day for our community. Really great stuff. Good education, good live trades. Just great overall. You know, good community to be a part of and grow with. And if anyone's looking for one-on-one sessions, as you guys know, I do offer that as well. I like gold to the downside, but like you said, right now, short
Oh yeah,
term,
me
that
too.
is the bottom of our range. But
Absolutely. If it holds, it's like from a scalper's position, you just try to get in. If it doesn't, it becomes resistance, like same as you, but on I guess on like I said on range. And if it does lose it, then you're looking at where the money is. So then I go on footprint, and the money's at on short at 331, and all the longs are at 330. So on 20, you can see that that's your next untapped low level, right? Like support resistance.
yep.
So you still have room to then switch your narrative, follow it down there for a couple points. Well, 3, 4 points.
Gotcha. Cool, man. Awesome. Nice. Let's see. Sam, I have too many things taken out of my account. I know, right? All these trading subscriptions add up. TradingView, Bookmap, Data subscriptions, Trade08, Apex if you're trading with a prop firm. Sam, if you're trading with a prop firm, though, take advantage of them. You know, the data comes with data. It doesn't come with level 2 data though, so you can't really use it on Bookmap. I saw recently somebody told me that Top Step added Bookmap data, like Bookmap as a broker option. It's very curious on that. There we go, guys. Here's that break. Volume picking up to the downside. Still negative delta. Look at all of these sellers.
Got to be careful for that trick where it goes under and then
Yup.
reverses back up, right?
Yup.
Takes liquidity and reverses. I'm always careful of those.
Yup. Never short the lows. Don't take the first break ever. Nine times out of 10, that first break gets a pullback. Whether that pullback is real or not, it's going like, look, we had that break, we pulled back. Now, if I'm still bearish, I would think, okay, maybe I would take a short up here now, but I wouldn't take the short on the breakdown. Maybe now at this point if we start to break down again, but nah, we would add that entry up there. I use Top Step. I'll check. Good looking, Sam. So if gold is weak, ES goes up. Not necessarily. So gold is a pretty good commodity to trade when there's uncertainty in the market. Now, uncertainty could mean a variety of things, but it's more of an economic uncertainty. For the past few months, we've been dealing with major uncertainty in the form of tariffs. And because of that, gold has been on a crazy increase, right? Gold's been making all-time highs. Gold's been going crazy strong. But if you were to compare gold to ES and Q, they aren't inverse charts. So I don't want you to think that they inverse each other. But a lot of times when there's uncertainty, ES and NQ react poorly. Gold reacts strongly. That's just sort of the way the cookie crumbles, right? Think of it this way too, right? Investors, large institutions, they have to have their money invested somewhere. So if there's uncertainty and worry in the stock market, they're pulling their money out to invest in gold, and vice versa. If there's a lot of certainty, strength, or something positive going on in the economy, they might want to take their money out of gold to invest it into stocks. Right now, though, the dollar hit 7% from its highs, right? It's down 7% over the year, and that is on pace for its worst year since 2017. So that's the dollar, though. Where's the dollar land in terms of the ES and NQ? Well, we'll just have to see the economic impact that it has. I'm watching this 20,290 level on NASDAQ up here. Market opens in 15 minutes, guys. 20,090 I'm looking at. 20,280 has a lot of passive sellers on Bookmap. And guys, if you are here on YouTube, you're just joining in. Join me Wednesdays on Benzinga for Futures Fever. It's an hour-long show hosted by me, and I have co-hosts Peter Tuckman and David Green. Great traders. They've been trading for over 40 years each. Really good stuff. And we do a free Apex Trader evaluation account giveaway on the show, so very fun. Let's see, oil making its way to that zone. We'll keep an eye on oil, gold. Yeah, look at that nice reversal there on gold. Oh, man. That's why we don't take those breakdowns. What's that?
I longed it, yeah.
Yeah, you longed that reversal? Nice.
Yep.
Take a look at gold on Bookmap here. I'm still liking that 3340 area. Because again, there's a new passive seller stacked up again there.
To be fair, I took a couple stop outs, one in front, one behind. I didn't see what the loss was. It was going to be minimal, but I didn't see what it was.
I'm still more on the bear side, but we'll see where we're at. Check the 15-minute, 30-minute. 30 minutes did just close. I'm on. Love it. Let's check gold and QES. Now, guys, I do use the weighted index as well. Ken, are you in here yet? No, he's not. He asks for the weighted index. I feel like I sent it every day this week. Let's see if I can find it again. The weighted index, ladies and gentlemen, is this beautiful stock down here. Now, this is the weighted index. It's Microsoft, Apple, Nvidia, Amazon, Meta, and AVGO. Now, these are the top 6 of the top 10 holdings on the ES and NQ. Now, 5 of the top 5, so it's very strong. So these stocks have a very strong relation to direction of ES and NQ. That's why I use them. Right, because it helps me. If I see that the weighted index is very bearish, it's very weak, it's selling off, I'm going to be looking for the NASDAQ to also feel that weakness and sell off as well. Let's see if I could find that. I know I have a video on it. I'll find the video. If I don't find it in a second, I'll type it up again. On the bright side, he's got a feature as... Oh, Jesus Christ. Hi. Oh boy. Alright, I'll find the volume. Oh, found it. So you plug this into your trading view, your thinkorswim, whatever broker you're using. No spaces in between. 8.50 star Microsoft plus 8.18 star Apple. What the numbers are doing is it's telling the chart how many contracts to weigh in. So it's 8.5 Microsoft contracts, whereas it's only 4.5 Meta contracts, right? So it's almost double the amount of Microsoft contracts, so it weighs Microsoft a bit heavier than it does Meta. Same with Nvidia 7.5, Apple 8.18. These are the top 3. So they're going to be a lot stronger than these. AVGO, I have 6.31%. Got to take a look into that. Let's see, guys. Market opens in 10 minutes. Oh, boy. Guys, make sure go grab something to eat. Go grab some water. Stay hydrated. Stay prepared. Yo, good morning, Jack, Garrett, Exhausted Trader, Desi. Good morning, guys. How are you?
Really important level here on gold because all the longs are up here. They're adding.
Oh, nice.
They're adding at this level.
Nice. Let's see. Really want to see how we react to 33.40, and I'm watching the time and sales for that too. I want to see a fat seller. This 96 lot, and says at least maybe 40% of it is one seller. Well, I want to see then 30 sellers hit, maybe 20 lots,
They're
something
winning so
strong.
far, yeah.
If we
Yeah.
don't get
Right
it,
now they're adding.
yep, I was gonna say if
They've
we,
doubled their contract size.
yep,
Long. Yep.
we don't get it, they're absorbing it, they're taking it longer. But let's see. Last time we were up here, it looked like buyers were stepping in too. But right now, buy bubbles are huge. There's a 30 lot buyer, 33.40, so they flipped it. They flipped it bull.
Made I think 450 on that on my fakey trade account.
Nice. Probably gonna get a pop to 33.42.80, I would think. 44 next strong passive seller up there, if any. If they don't flip it again.
So this is important, right? Like, I took 2 stops getting that tight. Like, you could see, even when you're in front, you know what I mean? So that's just this morning, right? So 2 stops to get it, 4 trades. It says winners, but really, you know?
Oh, let's see.
It's just don't be
Nice.
afraid to get in on a level you think and then follow it up. So I took that up for like 400 bucks, one contract, right? On gold. You know what I mean?
Yep, go looking.
Yeah, so I get my stop in front as soon as it moves, and yes, it comes back at you, and it's frustrating, but you got to trade your plan.
That's right. And that's how you keep your losses small and your winners big. Good shit, man. Good stuff. We got 7 minutes till market opens, guys. We got a little time. Not a crazy amount of time. The reason also I'd like to see gold pull back at some point is because VWAP is much lower too. But we went over that volume profile earlier in our pre-market prep, and we saw that if we were able to break above, I would say, really, I guess above this green zone right here, 33.45. We're able to scale above 33.45 up here, then there's a really good chance we do want to continue on higher and maybe fill in this lower volume shelf over here. If we fail it though, could be range bound. So we're just going to wait and see right here. Very ranging right here, right? So this was the lows. Our homie Random caught those lows on gold. Right now we're sort of near the highs. We got to see where we're at. A lot of buying pressure, buying momentum. CVD is still red. Some more sellers starting to step in here. Okay.
Yeah, we have mostly buying. They're trying to they might get it right here at the 41. It's the only level where they might take over bear. The rest of it's bull. So if we can get under it at 339 and sustainably stay under it, then you'd have a bear move, back down. But this is where we build volume under resistance, right? So the buyers are here. They continue to buy, at least right now, into what would be considered resistance. The bears just have to get under that 339. We can have a bear move, right?
Yeah.
So how I look at it is like no trade zone. I just watch it, right? Yeah.
Nice, man. Nice. Yeah, and I'm looking at Bookmap right here on gold. This 33.40 has been a major area of resistance since like 7:40 this morning. And we tapped it a few times since then. 8:13, 9:01, now again at 9:23. So it's definitely working as the highs of this range. Don't go along at the highs. Let's wait for some type of market reaction. And we can
Because
even let it
they
develop.
all are long there. Yeah,
What?
they're all long there, and they're not always right. They are in resistance, adding
Yep.
longs market. On time and sales, is it mostly long or short?
Well, yeah, time and sales was mainly long before, but now at this point they've been flipping a little more aggressive to the shorts. Like the
Okay,
sells that
okay.
come in are a bit heavier now.
Right. Okay. So we got a lot of longs on market. That's retail. And then what Kevin's looking at time sales is limit. So you have limit buyers,
There we
or
go.
sorry, sellers right here, but you have market buyers. That's retail. So this is why under resistance isn't always bearish, but it's better to sort of like let it capture it, and then you could be a bit late, or you're glad you're late because it reverses and dumps hard while you're trying to get long in resistance.
Yep. Yeah, I'd be careful. I do think buyers are starting to support up here. A lot more longs starting to pile up in here.
Even on limit?
Yeah, on
Wow.
time and
Okay.
sales. Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's good. So we're trying to flip this resistance with consistent buying on limit plus market buying. And a lot of market buying, by the way, right here.
Yep.
Oh, it should be said that even when they're right, they do this thing, not always, sometimes it just breaks up, but they do this thing where they flip it down, get you bearish, and then pump. It's like they got their contracts to break it, so they go down a bit and then pump, break through it. So that move, everybody hates that move.
No, people don't love a good fake out.
No, no. It plays on your psychology, right? So that's why it's good to like watch it. And from a scalper, once it breaks it, like for me on NASDAQ, it'll pump, 15, 20 points. So I'll take a fiver off of it, no problem. But on gold, you introduced me to gold. I'm green on it. Let's
That's
just
what's
say.
up. That's what's up. Okay, a lot of sellers stepped in the past minute on gold there. And again, we're above that 3340 area with some resistance above head, but the buyers are really trying to squeeze it through. This is, you know what it is? This is sort of the point where I'm looking at the price action, and the price action saying we're trying to break through. And I'm looking at the book map, and the book map saying, well, be careful, we're at resistance. And whenever I feel like there's a 50-50 or a little uncertainty in my plan, we know it's a no trade zone.
Good point.
But it all depends, right? Like Random might have a setup that's like perfect. That's like, dude, what do you mean? This is a retest of 3340. This was resistance, now it's support. I'm full porting this along. And that might be a great play, right? 3340, we just retested it. That might be it. Not in my playbook, and I'm okay with that. We all have to be okay with accepting what's not in our system and letting the market move without us. It's going to.
It all works. If you get good at a trading system and you believe in it, they all work.
Yep.
I mean, I've come across where the way you trade, in my opinion, works the best, but I would still say it all works.
Yeah. Oh, I can't. Can I do a different one? Create new indicator. Let's see. I was sent a code, so I'm gonna punch it in. Ken, are you in here? Damn, there's a long code. Okay, let's see. That's not gonna work. Maybe? No, I didn't think so, because it's not all spaced out correctly. Do that another time.
They're not letting up on these buys. I'm not in anything. They're
No,
not
they're
letting up
not.
on these buys at all,
Yeah, they're good.
and they're trying to punch through,
Yep, they're aggressive here.
make
And
it
got
support. Now, why in my trading style, why we could be late is my next level is 20 points up, so I get to watch it because I got 20 points that I can trade into to the upside if it breaks and holds.
cool. Alright, guys, oil's in its level of demand that I had that broken support the broken resistance, and 60.30 is pretty strong on the passive buy side. So we'll see how we react to it. CVD has not been pushing lower that strong, so even though price has been moving lower, volume hasn't really been accepting of that. So there's that big hit of that 30. Let's see how we want to absorb it. A lot of selling pressure into this, though. I'd be patient on this. At this point, I'd wait for a 5 minute to close. And yep, there we go. Gold again. Like I said gold. It might give us the perfect setup at that retest, which it did. 33.40 was resistance, then it flipped to support. That's okay. ESNQ markets are open, guys. Gold popped. Yup, gold nice pop right there. Off of the was resistance, now support.
And the best trade is when it comes back in. That's
Yup.
the best. So what it does is it gets people like, oh, it did it. I'm going to take it. Yes, I miss trades based on this, but my most successful ones is when it comes back into that range, closes a candle on a minute, or in my case, a range candle, and then it can have continuation. Trading above here for me, I haven't been successful. Yes, it can pump and keep going. I get that, but
Nice. Yo, gold, oil, very quick reaction out of this key level 60.30, and this broken supply zone that I had. Gold with the pullback again. We'll keep an eye on ESNQ because I did want to see how we reacted. 20,275, 20,280 on NASDAQ. Alright, let's see. So guys, I'd really only be looking for sellers up here on ES and NQ. We are still in some supply zones. I don't know why NQ keeps going up on both of my charts. Gold looking like it might want that breakout, so 33.62 might be in the works for gold today. Gotta remember though, we did break that previous day low today already. If we're looking at our stats on gold, previous day's low on a Friday. Previous day low broken, we have a 100% chance of closing red 9 out of 9 times. That's crazy. That's crazy. But this is the past 6 months. And remember, guys, just because it happened 9 out of 9 times doesn't mean it has to happen this time. It just means the odds are more in our favor for it to happen this time. So I'd definitely wait on gold, because it's looking more bullish now. Stats are saying bearish. Price action volume saying bullish. Here we go. NAS with some buying pressure. We'll keep an eye on NASDAQ and ES now. NAS with some good CVD down here. Cumulative volume deltas in the green today.
And NAS at 260. Where we're at right now, this 260 level is resistance. If it breaks above, holds, sure, we get continuation to the upside, but right now it's pretty good resistance.
Nice. Yo, I really like 20,215 to 20,225 for support on NASDAQ. Like, if we could dip into that, because we have a low volume shelf down there, right? Now market has opened. We started to create this range right here. So where would we want to go long? Where would we want to go short? Well, we want to go long at the bottom of the range. We can go short at the top of the range. So green CVD, we would want to go long at the bottom of the range. Good buying pressure coming up on the book map here. Looks okay. We're going to wait. Weighted index chopping a little bit at the moment. Some strength there on NASDAQ. Wanted to see how we react to 20,276. 280. I had 280. Oh, they pulled 280, guys. 20,280 was a massive passive seller. It was 107 lots, 108 lots, 112 lots, and market open, and they pulled it.
So gold pulled back in, as you can see, closed a candle. But yeah, gold pulled back in. That's what we want to see. So people get long there. Oh, I'm gonna miss it, and then look what it does. It pulls back in.
Yup. Yeah, they get long here, they get stopped out, and then it goes long again. We gotta long their stops.
Yeah.
And look at this 33.40 area resistance coming back into its support.
And we got to remember, it could be a trick too. It could get it goes in, takes liquidity on the long side, which we're really long here.
That's right.
Reverses under the 340, and then it doesn't come back. It'll be like, bye.
Yep, yep. Dude, that's hella funny. There's a show I watched called Crooks on Netflix. Yo, it's so funny. I don't know if you watch Netflix.
Yeah, yeah. I've never seen Crooks. I
They
got
have,
that from he's what is he? He's got Down syndrome, but he wanted to always be a comedian like his whole life. So he made these comedy skits, and to this
oh,
day they get millions of views.
oh, that's
And like his
awesome.
his brother was like some athlete, so all of his friends, like all his like football friends, whatever, they acted as the actors in these like little skits on YouTube.
Oh, I've seen
Anyway,
those. I've seen one of them before.
not to be like this guy, like he still does his thing, but
Yeah.
it's called the retarded policeman. You'll literally
Yep. I.
die laughing. Yeah.
Yep. Oh man, guys, look at that buying pressure on Nasdaq. Looking for that continuation. Looking okay. But yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. Reason I mention it is because so Netflix, their American shows are okay, but their international shows are freaking amazing. It's called Crooks. Definitely recommend you guys watch it. And this guy who's all thug and everything, he's like a younger dude, but like he's the leader of the gang. And they were like, "What? You want us to break into there? They're the leader of blah blah blah." And he goes, "No way, bye." And it was the most random shit. I was cracking up. I'm like, "What?" It's like
You
a
might have
what's
stole it from
up.
that guy. Oh, here we go. We got some failure on gold. Let's just be careful here. Might
Oh
be a two
yeah.
leg down and then a pump, but we definitely don't want to be jumping in that arena.
Oh, here we go. Yup, hitting that below that 3340 again. We are
If
trying
it
to
tricked
fill
the
in some
market,
volume.
it'll flood. It'll dump. Yeah.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Gold, guys, gold, oil, well, ES and NQ as we've seen too. But these, when they want to dump, they will dump fast and violently, very quick. Like no look
Got our
back.
two legs, so we're actually this is the trade I love the most. We got our two leg down, but I wait. I'm okay being late. I don't have to take the bottom of it.
Good. This might be our oil entry, by the way, guys. So we had our green close outside of this zone. We just retested it. That's where I would look to take my long entry. Stop loss maybe at those lows. See if we do want to hold those on oil to hold bullish. Let's see oil. It's a little uncertain because of CVD being red. Could check our 15-minute time frame, 30-minute. 15-minute, I'm not a big fan of either because of this candle. 30-minute, same situation. I'd be careful. If I took this trade, which I'm not at the moment, I would trade it light, guys. If you risk $100 on this trade and it doesn't pan out, then you lose $100 on that trade. It's when you start oversizing on trades you're not sure of that you start really getting hit hard. But if you're sizing down on this trade and it's still a 7-1, 5-1, 4-1, it's still a great risk to reward on that. That's okay. Take that light size, minimize your risk, maximize your gains. There we go. Gold finding some support down there at that 3340 area again. This is where I would look for some possible longs on gold. See if we want to scalp, find some momentum behind us to go back higher. But we're definitely struggling. And like Random said, guys, if we want to fail here on gold, it can have a massive failure and sell-off. This is a pretty big seller. 10-lot seller, 10-lot seller. Not really seeing any buyers. I want to see a buyer flip there. There we go. But I want to see a big buy bubble here. Not buy bubble. I want to see an aggressive buyer on the time and sales. Oh, good. It's raining and the sprinklers are on. NQ crossing. Oh, shit. Where's NASDAQ? Let's see.
Nasdaq's trying to go towards volume from yesterday.
Yeah, that 290.
Yeah, mine's a bit different. It's 298, but oh yeah, there's two, I guess. Yeah, 281 to 298. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. But I wouldn't go long up here anticipating those targets because this is where there's a lot of resistance too. So be a little careful. Maybe buy on a pullback. CVD still green. Weighted index rejecting a little bit. Amazon new high today. Apple huge rejection. Microsoft weak. And let's see, guys. Look at our equities. Tesla new high a day. Nvidia new high a day. Amazon new high a day. Apple major sell off. Microsoft major sell off. Meta new high a day. So I'd
We're
maybe
on we're on what was resistance on NQ, went right down, tapped it.
buy them
So this
dips.
is still no trade at that 260 level for me.
Nice. Let's see. Oh, what do we get on gold? Was that what's this gold Nasdaq? This Nasdaq.
Yeah, gold did that favorite move, came in, closed, so we might get a pump on it.
Oh, nice. Look at that, guys. Very good. Check our volume profile. Not our volume profile, our footprint chart. See our point of control. Point of control's trying to move higher. This 5 minute just opened, though, less than a minute ago. I'd like to see the CVD flip bullish on gold. Anywhere near this 33.40 I think would be an okay buy, but I would really be careful. Originally, I did have a bit more of a bearish bias going into today, but we'll be patient on it, right? There's never a reason to jump in or rush into any trades. I took PLTR short. Alright, cool. Let's check it. Let's check it. Am I going to... No, let's see. PLTR. Ooh, okay. Nice selling on PLTR. Let's take a quick look at the daily. Oh man, beautiful. I remember covering this one on a Benzinga stream last Friday, and I had it at the top of its range near this 120 to 125. We had a gap away from it from earnings, pushed back higher. I'd be careful because check out yesterday's price action. Yesterday's daily candle was a strong green buy candle, and the volume increased on it too. So I'd be a little careful on these shorts, because we also have to look at the daily candles and be a little realistic, right? Would it make more sense for this strong candle to have continuation? Or would it make more sense for this strong candle to randomly reverse out of nowhere? You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely something to keep an eye on. Maybe keep that as a day trade, scalp out of it. There goes gold trying to drop again. But that's my thoughts on PLTR. We could take a look at the hourly and whatnot. Now, when I'm looking at key levels and levels on equities, I like to turn off the extended trading hours for the lower time frame because I don't really care how price moved right on the extended trading hours for stocks because there's no real volume that's actually moving the market at that point. Yeah, I mean, I would love to see PLTR be able to take this imbalance out from 116 to 112. And then this little gap we had too below that 112. So target downside 112. But I mean, that would be from here a $5 drop, 5% drop on PLTR. And if we're looking at that daily time frame, again, it's not looking like it wants to sell off just yet. It might retest this 120.94 zone and then push lower. Yes, NQ pulling back. I'd be watching the Nasdaq. I mentioned earlier this zone, this near 212 to 225. We had a low volume down there on the volume profile. And guys, make sure you hit that like button if you're here on YouTube. I will be doing a webinar tomorrow on the volume profile for you guys. And next week I'll be doing a webinar on Apex Trader funding. So right now, weighted index, they are all trying to reject, right? Looking at equities, Microsoft new low day, Apple new low day, Amazon rejecting previous day high, Tesla still trying to move higher, Meta rejecting below VWAP, so equities are mainly bearish. We're feeling that impact on the Nasdaq now. Weighted index going to move. We're probably going to drop again. Another big drop there on NQ. Boom. Love it. Let's see. Now, this is the area I was considering longs because it was a low volume area, but we'd really need to see us start to hold, and that would help us range bound back to those highs again.
Yeah, we're in support on NASDAQ. Temporary scalper support.
Yep. American boy, take me on a trip. I'd like to go someplace. Alright, we got weighted index selling off like crazy though, so definitely got to be careful. 26 seconds left in the 5 minute. I don't think that's enough time for it to pop back higher. Not taking this trade yet. We're waiting to see how we want to close. Remember guys, sellers come in, they come in very aggressively. We could see a pretty strong drop in continuation here to the downside on NQES. We are in the supply zone. And I mentioned earlier, guys, I was looking at the 2-hour time frame. I wanted to look for us to break below this 56.93 to sell off on ES on the 2-hour time frame to close bearish down here near to 56.80 or lower. So, you know, I'm feeling bears, guys. I'm feeling the bears. Feel the burn. Feel the bears. Weighted index looking bearish. Amazon's rejecting. Tesla rejecting key level. Apple trying to continue. Let's be patient here. Like we said, temporary scalp support, so we don't want to go short at support. But we could wait for a pullback, maybe short that pullback and look for continuation. But right now we're just gonna wait and see. I'm thinking we want to continue lower, but right now we're range bound. We want to stay out of it. We've been range bound all week, so without some type of confirmation that we're no longer range bound, we don't want to force anything. There we go. Some shorts trying to pick up there. Let's get PLTR out of here. Get gold back up on there. Gold rejected this blue zone. This was a 5-minute fair value gap. Nas also trying to hold that support level, that low volume shelf that I had marked out. We're just going to wait right here, guys. I have not taken any trades myself. Probably will not because I'm streaming with you guys. But looks okay on Nas shorts here. I'd maybe look to see if we could spike higher for a second for a possible short entry. Know how much your risk is, know how much your reward is. A lot of buyers, aggressive buying, just hit the tape there on the time and sales. So let's see if it wants to get flushed. I'm looking to see if there are any points of control or any price levels, and I don't really see any resistance here for a short entry.
260 is like the the major one.
Yeah.
They need to get above 260. That's where all the longs are.
Yeah, I'm thinking, yeah, that 250, 260 areas is what I'm watching too. If we fail to break back above that 250, 260, then I think bears want to take it back lower again. But if we are able to start to develop more volume, move higher, maybe we do want to trend higher today, right? We're either going up
or we're going down.
Okay, so there we go. That weak buying's met with some selling. Let's see. Gotta be a little careful here. Definitely looks better to continue to the downside, but we had that support at 220. Don't want to be risking anything. Don't want to be going high. Don't want to be going low. Markets are range bound right here. We're just going to wait and see how we want to react. Gold retesting that fair value gap again. We could see gold on Bookmap, see if it does want to show us any clue. But right now, gold is also still much more bearish to the downside. So look, above 33.38, mainly buying delta. Below 33.38, mainly selling delta. Brand, do you see the same thing?
On which, sorry?
On gold, so 338, above 338 is like mainly positive delta, and below 338 is mainly negative delta.
Yeah, there's a ton of sellers all the way down to 326. If we're gonna dump, we're gonna want to get way under that 326. But again, we have so much stock buying. We don't have a lot of market sellers. Are you seeing market sellers at 335, 336 is what you're saying?
So what I was saying was I was seeing at 338. So I'm looking at the session volume delta, which is the volume profile, but just the delta. And 33.3850. 33.3850 where we just came off of. So above 33.3850 is mainly positive delta for every price level, and then below 33.3850 is mainly negative delta.
Yeah, besides the 330 area, which is mostly longs, 330, 327, 326, 324. So if it was going to dump, it would get under all of that, right?
Yep.
But about a $10 move, which is a lot.
Yeah.
But right now they are flipping those previous longs. They're getting out on gold at this top. They're not adding. They're sort of wimping out here.
Yep. Let's see. NASDAQ, yes, anything. We got 2 seconds for this 5 to close. I'm thinking maybe we
Mostly
hit that
buying.
260.
Mostly market buying here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I have. So I'm not in anything because it's mostly market buying, and usually it flips. And if it's mostly market buying and it's not near actual resistance, they could flip that back down.
Right. It's that middle of nowhere trades. Those people end up getting stopped out. There we go. Let's see. Some selling pressure. Trying to step in here. I'd be watching this weighted index. Key level 11. Doesn't even matter. It's a weighted index. Pretty choppy right now, guys. I'd probably wait for maybe like a 15 minute, a 30 minute, get some more confirmation, get a stronger directional push on a higher time frame before trying to take any directional trades. Right now, this is just scalpers. Looks like we want to continue again. Weighted
And
index
they'll let the
rejected.
scalpers play, right? They'll let the scalpers play until they wreck them.
Yeah, exactly. Once the scalpers get wrecked, that's when we know.
So you can see right there, perfect. So they were longing, not at resistance. They were just longing in between both, trying to get up to it. And
Yep.
look what happened. It goes, takes them out from a scalper's position. They're out, and then yeah, maybe it pumps now, fine. But that's why you don't want to be getting in. I guess where everybody else is getting in the middle of nowhere.
Right. Damn, bro, this zone I marked out this morning, that low volume shelf on NQ 220 to, what's it, 210 to 225, 15-point range. Really good support down there.
Scalper wise, it's a valid trade when it made that low and recovered, but I'd
Yep.
rather a candle close personally, in a positive
There we go.
direction. Yeah, there we go.
Big 25 lot seller at 228 on NQ. I'm seeing buyers develop here on Bookmap. They're trying to bring us low. They are sort of struggling. New low a day, though, on the weighted index. So I want to see a drop. There we go, guys. Huge.
Oh, we got it. Ooh, those longs are gonna be hurting.
Huge. Let's see if we get a drop to 200. Let's be careful, though, because people are trying to take that short breakdown. I think we continue on this drop right here. This big sell bubble.
ES at VWAP.
Bye-bye. Here we go. Bye-bye. Nice. Very close. Getting there. There we go. Nas. Huge, guys. Huge.
200 coming up.
Yep.
Be careful.
Major.
This is temporary scalp. Well, I guess support, you could say.
Yep. Yeah, no, this is major support down here. Don't be shorting down here, guys. If we were looking for trades, guys, we were short up here, right? We were talking about shorts this whole time, how we were looking for that breakdown. Now that we finally got it, we don't want to grab shorts down here for it to pull back on us.
We can wait until it gets back in if it was serious, if it gets back into 226, that kind of thing.
Yep. Guys, give me like 20 seconds. Grab something to eat. Grab a granola bar. like that. We found that support there. We're trying to hold there. Let's see. I'm using bookmap on PLTR. Oh, that's pretty dope, man. Yo, AR, follow me on Instagram. Send a screenshot of equities on bookmap. That's real cool. What data do you use? Instagram somewhere in the on the YouTube stream here. Kevin.futures. But that's cool. I know I have rhythmic data, so I don't get like equities and whatnot. I do have DX feed free delayed. Damn, look at that, guys. Everybody who was trying shorts down here on that breakout rejected. They got 30 points ran into their stop loss. DX feed? That's what I thought. How is that data? Weighted index is still bearish. I think we continue lower here. I think that big wick is trapping a lot of buyers.
Yeah, this is temporary resistance, what we're going into right now. We would need to flip it, right?
Yep. The reason I say that too is because look at the weighted index chart. It's a lot more bearish. It didn't really give us that full rejection. So again, I'd maybe look for a short up here, where others might be trying to go long. Take a short up there, maybe stop loss over here, and target another low to be made. Nice. Let's see. Yep, weighted index flipped bearish. Once even NASDAQ wants that follow through. ES at key level 5,700. Oh, that's cool, man. Use rhythmic data on ES and DX feed for equities and stocks. How much each they charge for the DX feed? Maybe I'll reach out to them and see if they'd give me a trial on it so I could look over some equities for you guys.
We couldn't get a flip here if it closes.
Let's go
And
Bears.
it would trap a lot of longs.
Let's go Bears.
Well, there's all the longs are up here, so I guess we shouldn't care, but this is where all they are. If they want to flush them out, there's a ton here to flush out.
Yeah.
Now, if they're really right, they're usually pump like crazy right. You know what I mean?
Yep. Here we go. So I like that last candle we had, point of control was lower, volume did try to move lower on it. Delta was positive by 1. That's really funny. Positive 1 delta. That's how down the middle of this candle was. Twitter, it's, I think it's Wall Street Kevin. Let me see. The Kevin of Wall Street. I'm just kidding. I gotta start using Twitter more. Wall Street Kevin. Wall ST Kevin.
I troll on Twitter, that's all I do.
Dude, I bet.
Oh, like hard.
Bro. I couldn't imagine. Let's see, guys. Wow, buying pressure really coming in there. Here's that 2060 that we mentioned earlier, though. 2050 to 2060. Tagged you for PLC. Oh, good looks, man. Good looks. I'll check it out. Wall Street.
Temporary resistance again. Temporary resistance again. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I'm thinking too. If we start to break below this, 30 seconds left, this might be that short entry stop at that high of the candle. But I would probably just wait for this 5 to close at this point. But this is looking like it's
Yep. Yep.
resistance.
Yeah, it's temporary support, right? They got above where they couldn't earlier.
Yep.
That doesn't mean that just because they won doesn't mean they don't dip down a bit, right? So this is where it could stop you out a bunch of times. If your stop's ahead, mine's always ahead by now. And even if you're right, you can get stopped out a few times and in the right direction.
Yeah. Wow, weighted index did end up pulling back too. That's pretty wild. Let's see. Sam thinks we're gonna hit 290 and then push lower. Maybe, right? Maybe we take out that pre-market high around 20,288, hit that 20,290 and reverse. That's a possibility. It's definitely looking like buyers are starting to support us at this point. But we've been very range bound too, so we want to be careful. You don't want to take trades expecting, oh, if I go long here, we're definitely going to continue and break new high a day, because it's what a lot of retail is expecting, right? And when we're able to recognize the current price action and see that it's been chopping, we could be a little patient on it. We do see buying is behind us. 15-minute time frame, pretty choppy. 30-minute, pretty choppy. Everything else is choppy too. I got a trading view alert. Where we at? Gold.
Hi guys, can you hear me?
What's up?
Hello. I think there's an iceberg. Is there a seller's iceberg at 265 on the Nasdaq?
260
81?
is the resistance. Yeah, we're at it right now.
Yeah.
Or, well, we're close to at it right now. 260 is where we need to get above hold. Then the next resistance technically is untapped New York POC at 265 or whatever. Let's say 290, 295, that kind of thing.
Oh, okay. It's through the head and shoulders, so that's quite bullish. But who knows?
Nope, we'll see. Very range bound today, and we were sort of. It's funny. I was expecting, as we make the joke that we're either going up or down, but at these major levels we're at, if we are able to sustain above that 290, there is a good chance that we have a bull trend today to help end the weekly candle on a bullish note, right? Because we could look for this streak to continue. So definitely curious on that too. Forced buying. Let's see. Sig posted forced buying. Forced buying. City sums up the CTA volatility control flow. CTAs are near key short cover triggers. SPX futures sit just below 5708 trigger, while NDX futures crossed 20,065, potentially unleashing forced buying volatility. Target funds may re-leverage with realized volatility dropping. A return to April 2 volatility 0.57 times could mean 65 billion in buying. A flat SPX day alone could trigger 2.5 billion of inflows. Okay, it's interesting. Is there orders up there? Let's see. Yeah, so it looks like on Nasdaq, yep, we got orders sitting at 20,290 over here.
So again, we're over 260.
Yep.
We've been having a super hard time holding this. Like,
yeah.
Insane. So if we do, great, then continuation. But we've been having an impossible mission holding that.
Yep. Yep, absolutely. But this 2060, man, really trying hard. 2050, 2060.
And they're adding shorts. That doesn't mean nothing. If we lift off of it, they're wrong. But when they're adding on resistance and they don't stop, their play is it goes down. Again, if we get lift, who cares, right? But that they're adding at the spot of resistance. Or now support, hopefully.
Yep.
Weighted
index
not much
struggling.
to get excited about. And not much. Sorry to interrupt. Not much to get excited about with the news yesterday. It was like no news, sell the news, and then, so I just had a look at the chart, and then I'm all about shapes, and I saw 20,100 is a a double bottom and an inverse right shoulder of a to go up. So if we went down 170 points, then a reversal would be on the cards. If we went down 170 points, that's all I'm saying. It could happen next week.
Yeah. Look at this 260, dude. Is that moon? Talking?
Moon shift.
Was that moon?
Yeah.
Yeah, moon shift. Yeah. Yeah. Look at 260. How much of a pain in the butt it's been for everyone.
Yeah.
It almost stopped me out. It came came within $1.
Yo, I thought I posted crude oil today. Damn.
I don't know how I managed it, but with your commentary, I managed to have a little bit of confidence on some of those scalps, and I think I've caught 40 points so far.
Oh, wow. You
Nice.
mean from my commentary? Oh, I got stopped. In front. I'm almost always in front. So we might have a dump here off of this. I mean, if we get under that low, right? So I don't get too bearish here because sometimes the best thing is a higher low off of 225. We're in temporary support right here, but sort of front running a good level at 225 to 213.
Yep. Yeah, this might be last step before continuation, but if we fail again, it might reverse back on lower. Very choppy though. Look at the 15 minute. Look at the 5 minute though. 2 candles one direction, a candle the other direction. 2 in one direction, candle the other. Very inconsistent, very wicky.
Right back at the 260.
There we go. Beautiful. Oh man, let's go. Alrighty, let's see.
That was one of Jeremy's halfbacks, wasn't it?
Cool.
No, I've got to come clean. It's actually 25 points. I got a bit carried away.
Oh, dude, it's raining so hard right now, and I have to go get pet food. No, what do I have to get? Yeah, I have to get dog food. Get it later. But yo, 28 points is still close to 30 on NASDAQ. That's huge.
Yeah, that's 115 sterling.
Very good.
Yeah, it's all about the trading commentary, man. Like, I'm here to trade, so.
Yep.
I mean, I would have been trying to catch every dip if it wasn't for you guys.
Good. Glad we can help. It's what we're here for.
I've had a disastrous week, to be honest, because I was doing great last week when it was bullish.
Take the time off when it's not, like if you're only longing, I know lots of people that long, they're successful. They just know not to trade when it's bearish. They make so much when it's bullish because they only look for bullish moves that they're like, well, I don't have to, I can look, but I don't have to trade it.
Right. Give yourself, do you do a pre-market prep in the morning? Do you make sure that like, okay, we have to be above previous day high before I could take longs? Are there any rules that you follow to help you realize if we're in a bullish day or not? Because that might be something that you could help adjust going forward. Yeah.
I've got your daily bias, so that the high and the low of the day. So we should be bearish today based on that. And
temporary bull, guys. Temporary bull here. Sorry, that it went on that low. Temporary bull move on NQ. This is a good level. If it's going to bounce, it's a good level.
Let's see.
Then
do or die off. It was do or die off of that there.
the Asian session deviations are my latest levels setting thing.
Okay, so you trade like the Asia session?
Yeah, between 8 p.m. and midnight EST, New York time. If you take the high and the low and then set up standard deviations with the plug-in ICT everything, then it lays out everything. And like the high so far of the day has been next to a standard deviation of the Asia session.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. So you do have your system. You have a set of rules you follow. You have a system, a strategy.
No,
That's great.
I don't follow my rules. No, I just kind of, if I get a losing trade, I just get angry, and then I think, right, I could do a timeout here, or I could get clever and scalp it all back again. And then when you're trying to catch lows in brutal falling knives, you are going to get cut to pieces.
Gotcha.
Wow, this is seriously do or die.
So I'm missing a few limbs this week.
Yo, Lil AR, I don't know if you're still on YouTube, but I did not get your notification on Twitter. Wall Street Kev, WALLST Kevin. Some selling pressure up here.
Yeah, this is like super do or die here, man.
I'd be very grateful for any psychology tips today. I've asked DeepSeek about CBT and trading. That's quite helpful.
You know, trading psychology, a lot of trading psychology falls in line with the rules that you follow and not follow. So if you're not following your rules, then it doesn't matter the psychology we give you because you're not following your rules, right? And it's almost like a chicken and the egg scenario, right? What came first, you breaking the rules or you having the emotions to break the rules? Well, let's go back to square one. Let's try to fix both, right? One at a time, but let's try to fix both. Maybe is there a new rule you could implement? And now this is all things that you're going to have to ask yourself after journaling and after going over like a week's or 2 weeks worth of trades to say, okay, where were my... Now this is actually great because you said you had a really good week the prior week and then this week was sort of in a rut. So now what I want you to do is I want you to compare last week's to this week's. Not just compare were the days range bound or bullish, but compare the trade setups you took, your profitable trades, your unprofitable trades, and I want you to dissect them. I don't want you to just look and say, this was a winner, this was a loser, I shouldn't take the setup anymore. No, what else is there? Should you have had a tighter stop loss on some of your trades? Should you have not taken that trade at all? Should you have maybe sized down? Should you have maybe moved your take profit up and turned it into a scalp? These different questions you should be asking yourself, so then going forward you could recognize different market conditions and apply these questions.
That's all wise stuff, you know. I was on fire last December on a demo account, but when real money's involved, it's different, and I didn't go back and read my notes. So because I'm 53 with long COVID, my memory is failing, dude.
Oh, jeez. I'm sorry, man. That's hard. If that's, it's hard, but we have to work with what we're unfortunately dealt with, right? So what I would recommend then is, I don't know if you have them yet, but maybe print out your rules, right? And have a sheet that's right next to your, your keyboard that has your rules on top, your setups in the middle, and then maybe some other pre-market plans at the bottom. That way you have your system laid out in front of you at all times. And it's not just in front of you, it's going to be next to your keyboard. So when you go to take a trade, you look at it and you go, okay, wait a minute. Is this really hitting my criteria? Because that will remind you, right? That'll help with that memory issue because it's printed in front of you.
That's really cool. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I guess people talk about having an edge. I've learnt price action with you, so that's an edge. I'm able to react to key levels. That's an edge. But when people say that they have this kind of like magical secret edge,
Right.
what's your edge?
Well,
What's that all about?
there's never really a secret edge. When people talk about having an edge in the market, that's sort of their main strategy. Right now, my edge is supply and demand because that helps me see direction of market, strength of market, but it's not all I use. That's my edge to see, are we in directional phase, are we in a range bound phase. Supply and demand is my edge because I don't really second guess, and if I do second guess, that second guess is my answer. That's my answer to say no trades. So supply and demand could be an edge. Volume profile could be an edge. It's having that extra little bit of information that you consistently, routinely look for that the market presents consistently. Now, some people even use moving averages or even something as plain as VWAP if you want to look to see how market reacts to VWAP over the past 2 weeks as well. There's all different aspects. There's so many different indicators and tools that could be used, but mainly, price can't move without volume, and supply and demand is a fantastic way of finding those support and resistance levels.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mentioned your zones, and someone said, "Oh, that's turtle soup."
Turtle soup. That's a little different. Turtle soup is a liquidity sweep. So like this high right here, somebody would consider this as a turtle soup. So like if we swept this in reversed, that reversal is their turtle soup, and then they'll look for us to sweep it, reverse, create a new fair value gap once we reverse, and then they would take short on the retest of the fair value gap. But that's another system, right? So ICT, smart money concepts, these are all different strategies and systems that also are based around support and resistance, Fibonacci tools. The issue with all of these different strategies is it could get overwhelming because you don't know which one you want to trade. But find one that's comfortable with you, that you agree with, that you acknowledge and recognize, like, cleanly, not something that you feel you have to force, and work with it. Every day work with it. Every day 1% better. That's our goal. Yo, Chris, what's going on, Chris? What do you think of my PLTR analysis? I'm not seeing too much analysis on the screenshot. I'm just seeing the book map price levels, and I'm seeing a lot of sellers at that 125 and 130 level. 350,000 lots on PLTR to the downside at 125. But I'd be careful because of those sellers up there. Let's see, CVD is red on PLTR today too, which means it is selling, which is good. You said you were short today, which is great as well. Let's see. Entry, stop loss. Alrighty. Nice drop there on NQ. Low volume area. This is where we found support last time. Take a look at the weighted index. Selling off though. New low day on weighted index. Minute 20 left in this 5 minute. We'll see. Yo, what's up, Fairchild? Hoping to reach goal on my paper fund account. Once I hit that, then I'm going to try an Apex run. That's awesome, dude. Yo, make sure you use Bullishbrs to get the best running sale on Apex. Guys, I think they are running an 80% off right now. Let's see. Apex Trader. Yeah, 80% off. Use discount code Bullishbrs for 80% off your evaluation accounts. And not this Saturday, tomorrow, I'm going to be doing a webinar on volume profile. Next Saturday, I'll be doing a webinar on Apex Trader funding. I'm going to go over every different account size, different tips for each account size, every rule that they have, the 30% rule, how they change it to a 50% when you increase your safety net. I'm going to go over all of that for you guys next Saturday. Big sellers here. Weighted index continuing lower. That's what I like to look for continuation on NASDAQ. So I'd look for sellers to keep dropping here, guys. Big moves. Let's go. CVD dropping red. Love to see it. It is 10:20, guys. It is.
That was that do or die I was talking about area. See that? And then it dumped.
Yup. Nice.
All right, ES reaction area is going to be 5687-ish. Trend line right there.
No new news. Nothing news-wise came out today. 5% Treasury yields could force Trump to slash tariffs in Q2, says Bank of America's Hartnett, which is pretty interesting. That's something. Some sellers, man. If this weighted index gives us another drop, NASDAQ's going to drop too.
On the NASDAQ, there's a 5-minute fair value gap. Would you take a quick scalp on that, on the basis of that, or not?
Well, this didn't form yet, this 5-minute fair value gap, because it needs 3 candles, right? So it had the first one here, the second one here. Now the third one is still forming. So we don't really have this fair value gap until this one closes. Because right now, this could flip green and push us higher. But if it does close red, then yeah, that would be a considerable fair value gap to take a short position. Because it's also hitting that VWAP resistance. Possibly target the low there. But we'll see. Right now we came into some support near that 20,200 area. Yeah, that's going to be, guys, the volume profile webinar that I'm going to do tomorrow and the Apex Trader webinar that I'm going to do next Saturday are going to be live on YouTube here. So make sure if you're on YouTube, subscribe. And yeah, if you're in Discord, I'll make sure to send the link over. What supply and demand indicator do you use? I don't use any indicators for my supply and demand. I find my zones myself. So every morning, guys, I'll do a pre-market prep. Now, if you're just logging in, what's going on, Robert, on YouTube? I trade every day with our community at Bullishbrs. You could join at bullishbrs.com. And I do my pre-market analysis. I'll go over the daily time frame. We mark out the previous day high, previous day low. Look for any supply or demand zones on the daily. And then I come down to some lower time frames and look to see if I could spot any zones as well. And that's how I find my supply and demand. Got to make sure we do our pre-market prep every single day so we're ready for the market and not second guessing everything that happens. Definitely looks good for continuation, guys, on NQ. CVD red.
ES revised target 5685.86. Yeah, 5686.
Yo, good luck, coin. Be good, man. I hope I didn't miss his
A lot
deposit.
of shorts right here at 190, so be careful. A lot of shorts.
Ooh, getting hot up in here. Nas looking good. Weighted index still dropping. Love those sellers. Ooh. Weighted index another drop. VIX pushing higher off of previous session low, which is bearish. VIX is pushing bullish as a bearish sentiment. Let's see.
ES has a low side liquidity target. The 735 candle low is 56.84 and a quarter.
Dude, equities, man. Look at that NASDAQ close on that 5 minutes. So now price action's showing us bearish. If we could pull back to that fair value gap at 210, then great. That'd be a great entry for shorts. I don't think we have the ability to. We can. It's not impossible. We definitely can. But sellers are real strong, guys. Yeah. Sell, sell, sell. What kind of deal does this code do for Bookmap? Oh, you get, so the Bullishbrs code for Bookmap gets you 20% off your first month. There we go, Naz. Ooh. Sell,
Right
sell,
there, that's the
sell.
liquidity grab.
Oh, man. Love that. Wow. Wow.
Yeah, we hold here. We got 135 next on
Yep.
scalp.
Nice.
So hold here or 135 next.
Nice, nice. Yeah, I had 140. Awesome, bro. I love how our levels are always like 5 points away from each other. They're like
Yeah,
always
I mean,
right there.
Yeah, I think once you get good at supply and demand, you have your levels that you're watching, right? You can
Yep.
short them, long them. We're under everything, so it's kind of low to be just scalp shorting, but it's also not parabolic, but it's directional, so it's also risky to
To go
scalp any
opposite.
longs, right?
Yeah,
Right. So if
exactly.
you missed it at that top area I was talking about, you
Yep.
know, it sucks, but you almost have to.
Even on its way down.
135 might be good.
Sorry, that was that.
135 might be a good level to look at right here, where we're coming to it.
Nice, man. Boom. Oh man, crushing it. 130. Oh wow. Naz,
Right
listen,
there
weighted index
is
selling like crazy right here, guys. How's that weekly
that
time frame
crazy
look?
730 candle.
Ooh.
We just took it. Took the low of it.
This is yeah. So the
This is
next
fun.
level. So I'm not doing anything because I missed my short. So 112. So if we hold here, we want to get above 150 and hold. But if we don't, we're at 100, 110 next.
NVIDIA coming up to a 50% retracement of the 4 hour.
My trading view. Oh, there we go. Froze on me for a second. Huge, guys. Nah, we you know what it is too. I sort of showed you guys that we were going to continue. We saw the continuation coming. We had good volumes to the downside. Equities were all selling off below previous day lows. New lower days on a lot of them. Nvidia, just like who said that? I apologize. Moonshift just said Nvidia new low day and cracking new lows right now. Just straight up dumping on Nvidia. And we're going to feel that on NASDAQ. Amazon, new lower day. Look at Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, Nvidia, Tesla, Meta, all crashing. All new low days on everything except for Tesla. What do we get in response to that? Equity selling off like crazy. I don't want to say it's that simple. Trading is not that simple, but it's not overly complicated. Guys, a lot of people overcomplicate trading, and they end up stuck in the same position, the same spot. Give yourself a few charts to look at. Give yourself a few correlations to watch out for, volume to look out for, and it's just the same process day in, day out. As traders, our goal is to create a system that we're able to repeat day in and day out. Repeatability is our goal. weighted index, for me, in my opinion, has been a huge difference maker in my trading. Like, if I had no volume
I'm in a
tools...
long.
You're in a long?
Yeah. Just a quick scout.
Good luck.
All right, ES bouncing off the VWAP deviation and that 730 low. Target north is going to be 56.84.
Next resistance if up is 150. If up.
Nice, nice. I'm thinking we might pull back green on this candle a little bit, but we might continue again, man. I don't think we're gonna pull up that crazy. Guys, real quick before we get into anything else, if you are checking it out, get a free trading journal. Go over to tradingpioneers.net, head over to resources, trading journal, download here. Journal your trades, super important. What else can I give away for free? Ask a Trader. Under more, there's an Ask a Trader tab. I just put this out, so it doesn't really have much follow-up, but if you guys have any questions, my goal in this tab is to sort of make it like a Reddit for traders, where people could come in and ask questions, people could come in and answer questions. That's sort of my goal with this area right here. Would be pretty cool. I have a video library. I have a little shop.
Nice scalp long.
Nice. Yeah, Moon, you still in those longs? Moonshift, you in those longs still?
Yeah, I was on the wrong screen. I took about not much. It's like, I think it was 8 points.
Yo, listen, that's still, if you're able to get 8 points in profit on a long position on this crazy sell-off right here, that's a win.
That's the only benefit of the 5-second candle.
Yeah. Crude oil chopping around, trying to hold this range, but struggling. There we go. Gold tried to move lower, tried to VWAP, and it held, is trying to push higher as well. Now, guys, what's cool with this is this is previous day's range by session, indicator by edgeful, so you only get access to this if you have had edgeful in the past, because it's a, if you go under indicators, it's invite only. So they have a bunch of indicators for all the tools they have. But previous days by range, it plots when the New York session opens. This is previous day's high, previous day's low. So I see gold is within that range. Therefore, our price action is very choppy. ESNQ, let's see where we are from that previous day's range. If I would have waited, I would have made 2,300. I was entered soon. I got to figure out not to. Gotcha. Let's see. Previous day's range, high and low. Same on ESNQ between that previous day's range. I want to take a quick look at PLTR for our homie on YouTube over here. He said he got out too soon? Oh, I think I see what you're talking about. You probably, let's see. So you see how we created this fair value, got this imbalance in here? I would have used Bookmap to see this imbalance, to see these price levels between 118 and 119 to see if we have any sellers or if we have a low volume shelf. A low volume shelf would be like this. If we had a low volume shelf there, which I'm pretty certain we did, then that would be a great area for shorts, right? So entering on the pullback. Yo, what's up, boss? Looking to pony? Oh man, I feel like we're in a Benzinga stream now. Going over all these different stocks and whatnot. Pony, nice momentum behind it, and I really like the volume it just had on that last 5-minute candle. Pony might have some momentum behind it if it has some follow through. This current 5-minute, as a minute left, it's failing. But we had 2 spikes of volume today on Pony, so I'd look to see if it does maybe want to crack that $20 price level. Look, it's been continuing on the daily too to the upside, so that's one that I would probably look to for more of a swing trade, if anything. But just like any type of market, you want to be careful buying at these highs up here. NASDAQ, another dump right there. Just continue lower, baby. CVD just fell out of the sky. Negative 494 delta right there. Huge sellers. No way. What's that? 500 lot seller on NASDAQ at 20,125. 500. Yeah, you think he's scalping? He's on the 5-second chart right now. He's getting out of 5 contracts at a time. Now, guys, as much as we're pulling back now, look at the daily time frame, right? And let's also look at, oh, hold up, 2-hour time frame. Oh, that 2-hour didn't give us what I wanted on ES this morning. It did end up failing through it, but not until the 10 o'clock candle. Hourly gave us a basing. 3-hour a little bit. 4-hour a little bit. Guys, another trick, guys, for sort of looking for direction or bias when it comes to ESNQ or any chart, really, is when that 10 o'clock comes around. This is just for futures, not so much for stocks and equities. But when that, oh my god, what was I just saying? When the 10 o'clock candle comes around, our 4-hour candle closes and we get a brand new 4-hour candle. So you could look at that and say, okay, well, if we head towards the downside, I'll look for us to go short and break that low. Or if we're looking for, they say, the power of 3, right? Where each candle has 3 moves, right? It opens, it has its first move lower, and then it has its reversal and its move back higher. So that's the 3 moves. So if I was bullish after this candle closed, I'd want to enter on the wick and look for the candle to flip bullish. And that's sort of how we would maybe look for the 4-hour here on, what's it called, on ESNQ. Right? We look for the new 10 o'clock candle to open, somewhere to wick, and then take that to the downside.
There's a big level coming up. It's the Asia low.
Yeah, nothing's gonna hold right now. We're selling off too strong. Selling pressure is very aggressive right now. VIX is pushing higher. I don't have any. We went over supply and demand earlier this morning. Now, this is a major level on ES right here, 56.65. If we take out that 56.65, we probably will keep dropping another, let's see, 40 points, 50 points on ES, and maybe even another 200, 300, 200 on NQ. That's if your that's if your bias is correct, but that's also, again, it's that everything is always an if when it comes to trading. So that's why we have to look into everything, right? Are we in a supply zone? Are we in a demand zone? But that was just an example of the power of 3. I don't use it myself. I just like to, as an educator, streamer, and all that, I like to try to cover as much as I can, because I don't know what might help you, right? Not you individually, but somebody else. Somebody else might go, oh, that's really interesting. That's a good point. Candles do usually have 3 points, the high, the low, and then the body. Let me see if I could try to trade with that. Let me see if that could help me. But, like you said, that's if your bias is correct. Huge sellers, man. That's wild.
The initial balance targets are going to be on the ES 56.54 and 56.36.
Oh man, goodbye ES. This thing's just gonna keep going, guys. Friday sell-off. Oh, my equity chart just froze up. There we go, we're back. Equities have been selling off really strong too. And that's, again, what's helping this trend, right? If equities are all selling off like crazy, like look at this, new low day on Meta, new low day on Apple, new low day on Microsoft, new low day on Amazon, new low day on Nvidia. Guys, equities are so bearish right now. Follow that trend. New low day on Meta again, new low day on NASDAQ again.
All right, ES took out yesterday's low, chopping on that level.
Guys, if you're here on YouTube, make sure you're hitting that like button if you learned something. And subscribe. I go live Mondays and Fridays for YouTube, Monday through Friday for our community. I might start doing Wednesdays as well in the morning for pre-market preps, maybe Tuesdays too. I'll see. You guys let me know. Weighted index continuing lower. Man, this has been just a beautiful bear trend today. So we are at a level of support on NASDAQ, this green zone. Remember I had marked this out this morning for our pre-market. I think it was somewhere sort of on, I was just looking at this area, I think 45 minute. We had our volume shelf. Well, we had our point of control right here. And we saw that this green zone was an area that was resistance and support. So when price was below it, it was resistance. When price was above it, it was support. Now price is above it. I want to see if this area wants to work as support. But right now I do know that sellers have been very aggressive, extremely strong. Guys, we could be selling off and then we could reverse around 11 and move back higher again. Markets are irrational. There is no say in the market. That's why we just react. We don't predict. We create our zones, we create our levels, and we create our setups pre-market so we don't have any fear or FOMO or try to catch every move that we see. And we follow our system every day. Just like a job, guys, right? Because our goal, your goal as traders, right, is to sort of, as a lot of people, either to have extra income or some people is to replace their job and income. If that's your goal, then you have to really look at trading like it's your job. Because guess what? It is your job, because nobody else is going to pull that buy or sell trigger for you. Nobody else is going to give you the perfect strategy unless you're going out of your way, finding a mentor, finding a one-on-one to help guide you, or joining a community and, or again, guiding with one person, sort of taking down how they trade and forming it into how you want to trade. Now, the reason for that is because you're not all over the place. If you start watching Mr. ICT on YouTube, and then you try to come into my live streams and you try to trade supply and demand with me, and you're forcing supply and demand and ICT concepts on your chart, and you're still unsure about both of them, you haven't yet mastered one of them, you're going to find yourself in the biggest loop of, oh crap, I don't know what the hell I'm doing, and it's going to get you nowhere fast. Stick to one strategy, one system with one person, and master it. Go over it every day. Try to get better with it every day. Journal every day. Every day's a new experience in the market, and that's our goal, is to get better with it.
Well, my strategy is to blend 5 different indicators plus the ICT and the initial balance, and then I throw in some pivot points, and it all comes out to be like a giant bowl of spaghetti. But if you can get one end of a noodle and just start sucking on it, it works out okay.
Now, I didn't teach him that strategy.
That was something else, Marziti. I hope you're wearing your wife's dress right now. This is something I that helps me. Just play some guitar.
What did you say? You play some guitar? That's pretty cool. Play a little guitar in between trades. You're strumming some Nirvana while you're getting stopped out. Lake of Fire.
Yeah, I mean, I jumped in too early and gave away 25 of my 40 points. And, it's like what you were saying is just unfolding in real time for me. And it did get back above my entry, but just now. But it's I saw my level, my pre-planned level coming in, and I just kind of thought, right, I'm going to maximize the amount of points I'm going to get from the market. We'll go up to previous high, and I'll make 100 points, and I'm a legend. So I'm impulsive, like Marziti, bit of a musician, bit of a creative. So what's your advice? Thank you. Thanks, Kevin. Bye.
I think I missed the question in there.
I don't know if there was one. I think it was more of like, can I have a therapist, please?
Oh, that's really funny.
Yeah, no, it's just like I had a key level set. I saw the key level hit, and I took it thinking I was clever, and then I ended up at one point 15 points down, and I was waiting for it to come back, and it might not have done, but it did.
Right.
And I got out with a loss of I gave all the money back to the market apart from maybe 5 points. So, I got into that situation. I get into that situation time and time again. I'm just too kind of trigger happy, I suppose.
It does, yeah. It sounds that way. It seems like you see something, you try to take it because you don't want to. It's now you might not think you have this fear, but it seems like you have the fear of missing the move, right? FOMO, fear of missing out. I would definitely be careful with that and know that you don't have to get every piece, right? Give yourself that daily goal and stop yourself at that daily goal. Major resistance right here at 110 on NASDAQ, real big seller. But once you have sort of that idea, okay, let's say your goal was 25 points, right? And you hit 30 or 35. That's over your goal. 100% stop out. Stop out for the day. Be done for the day. Log out. Even if you get out completely and you just turn off your computer. If you have to turn off your computer and walk away, turn off your computer and walk away. If you don't think you could sit there and watch and spectate, do that. I'd also maybe recommend opening a new paper account so you could paper trade while you're watching the market. If you want to open an Apex account and trade an Apex account after you're done trading your real account, that way if you do take a loss or you do blow that account, you're down maybe $30.
I'd blow it in half an hour.
All right, so maybe don't do that anymore. not at the moment. But so then maybe do like a paper account, right? Sort of like what Random does. When he's done with his real account, he goes over to paper so he could keep trading for the day to refine his strategy and his skills, but he doesn't risk any of his own capital.
I'm just like, I have this mindset. I don't know if you've ever had it. I can't possibly fall any further. It can't possibly.
Yeah. That's very common. Very common to say, oh, we can't, but that is not a strategy. Thinking we can't possibly do A, B, and C is not a strategy. It's not a system. That's where our levels come in play. If we're near a key level and you want to go long, that's one thing. But if we're just selling off and you're going long just for the sake of going long because there's no way we could go any lower, got to throw that bias, that mindset out.
Got it. Justice is not a strategy. I get it.
Yeah, that's right. And just when you think the market's done, it could keep going. There's no bell till the market says so. I own 4 shares. Oh, cool, man. Mr. Boss Grace on. He was asking for Pony earlier. He said he bought some Pony stock, 4 shares of it. I'm thinking about going along with it. I own 4 shares, I'm going to go long. Well, if you own 4 shares, aren't you already, technically you are long on it because you own those 4 shares. Great entry, by the way. He said average price is at $6.98. That's amazing. That's really good. $6.98, wow. Nice, you caught it like on this breakout here. Good job, man. Really good job. Return on that right now over 150%. Fantastic.
There's a lot of orders below. How many orders have you got? Is there 607 or?
It looks like right over here on 20,079, we have 400 orders sitting there.
2,075, 400 orders, yeah?
Yup.
But we don't know if they're sellers or buyers, is that right?
Well, usually on Bookmap, if we see an order like this below us, it's passive buyers. When we see orders above us, it's passive sellers. Because they're limit orders sitting there. They're limit orders sitting at the bid down here to buy.
Oh, cool. Because sometimes it crashes straight through it, and is that because you've got aggressive sellers?
Yup, so let's say that there's 400 volume here to the buy side, right? And we start selling off into it. If they have 600 volume to the downside, that's going to be able to absorb the 400 and have a negative delta of 200 to push us through. Now, if we come down to this level and we only have 300 sellers, then those buyers of 400 are going to be enough to hold us and push price higher. I've been learning to read price because of you. When you said watch for wicks accumulating for entries, it's been working really well. Awesome, man. Cool. Yeah, dude, absolutely. Gotta take advantage of those wicks. Wicks tell a story just like the bodies do. Could throw our fib tool up here from the high to the low of this trend to see where our optimal trade entry is. We do have an optimal trade entry between the 61 and 78%, and we have a fair value gap right up here at like 210. Now listen, if we want to find selling pressure some way, somehow, we pull back into there, that might be a really good short entry. Fair value gap, we have our optimal trade entry. We could check to see if we have low volume up there. This is near that 210. Not too much low volume a little bit below that, if anything. So that's that other fair value gap near 150 to 176. So you have 150 to 176. We have a very low volume shelf. We might hit that and reverse back lower to fill those unfilled sell orders and continue. So that's what I would look for up there on NASDAQ. YouTube guys, make sure you hit that like button and join us tomorrow. I will be doing the a webinar on the volume profile tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern. NASDAQ's holding this support level, this green demand zone I had down here. Gold chopping. Oil. Nice. Wow, that's pretty funny on oil. Let's see. Oil. Interesting. Oil looks good, like it wants to continue higher finally. We had this zone as potential entry earlier. Random, what are we in? Solid long? Ew, what are those candles, bro? Sticks, bro's got stick candles. I'm just playing. Good trade, good long entry, man. Really good job.
No, those are bars. It's
Oh yeah, bars,
you have
that's
to switch
right.
them to candles on TradingView, but for whatever reason, it's
It puts you on
updated
bars
TradingView
instead
and
of
it went to
candles.
bars, but you just have to double click and go back to candles.
Yeah. Nice, nice. Where's the link for that webinar? The link's not, I didn't put the link up yet. It will be on this YouTube channel, though. I'll probably put it together after this live stream. I'll put together a thumbnail, the description, and a link. But keep an eye out for that. That'll be for the webinar tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern. That's a good point. Make the link now and post about it. Thank you, Frank. Oh, it's Frank. What's up, Frank? Nas trying to make its way back to that 20,080 down here.
If it was going to keep going down, you definitely want it to fail here.
Yeah. Excuse me. I'm just a little concerned we want to hit that 20,150 area because we have a lot of low volume up in this range between 152 and about 172. Nice, some selling. Equity's getting a little weak again. Oh, cool. What platform? Oh, Optimus Futures. Cool, man. Cool. Good job, Exhausted Trader. You using range candles too? Yo, Random Man, you got everybody on range candles.
It's the lazy man's trade.
It's bro, it's good direction. It's good. It's great.
I'm in a foolish long again.
Yeah, for NQ range is great. The ES, the range, you have to really get a smaller range frame. Like an 80 range on Nasdaq's fine. An 80 range on ES, you're gonna see like last night. Because it doesn't move off of price or time.
Well, you just go like if it's it doesn't. So if you're on NQ, depending on the trading time, it doesn't trade. Gold's amazing at night. I do gold.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, I almost just exited out of that. Yeah, you like gold on what, like a 20 range, 80 range?
Yeah, 20 is amazing on it.
20 on gold. I'm gonna favorite the 20 range because that's the second time you mentioned it now. You said ES
On
was
gold,
20
yeah.
range too.
Nas at night 20, yep, as well, yep.
Well, Nas I thought 80 and 400.
80, yeah, like during the day.
Okay.
It's just at night.
Yeah. Because at night price ain't going anywhere. We're in an area of resistance on VIX here. If VIX starts pushing lower, we might have our reversal on ESNQ. Guys, remember the past few trading days, even though they have started bearish, we end up finding a bottom and having a really strong move to the upside, right? Find a bottom, move to the upside. Find a bottom, move to the upside. Bottom, move to the upside. So, yes, we sold off a lot so far this morning, but did we really sell off a lot? Because if I'm zooming out and looking at the 15-minute chart, it looks like we're just at the bottom of our range right now. And if I'm looking at the 15, this looks like a basing candle. This green candle, we have 3 minutes left for this 15 to close. I want it to start pushing higher and close above this price level. If we could get that, then I would like to see buyers reverse us and continue back higher. Bro, keep moving this over and it's keep moving it back.
They're waiting for a Fed talk, Fed's Goolsby or something.
When's Fed talk? 11?
Yeah, 11. And the
I have 11:30 for Fed Waller. Who do you have speaking at 11?
Goolsby. I think he's a Halloween fan.
That's great. I had Goolsby at 10. I think he spoke already. Unless he's speaking again. Maybe he forgot something. Guys, I forgot the yogurt in the fridge is mine. Yeah, I really like this Nasdaq reversal to the upside here.
I'm glad you told me 60 points ago.
My bad. Bro, I didn't know we were reversing down there. Well, it said 56.65 with some support. Oh, I'm on ES chart right here. 56.65 with some support. Nasdaq, yeah, we had that demand zone on Nasdaq.
ES just tagged the 50 moving average on the 1 minute.
Minute left on this 5 and 15. Let's rally. We rally for this, we're going to continue. There we go. Today I've been trading my personal account, but I've been watching the DOM and time and sales on my prop account. Spread seems to be tight within a point. Yeah, yup, today's price action very tight, it was range bound until we got that nice leg down. 30 seconds left here, guys. Really want to see buyers continue and hold us up. "17 seconds. Oh man. 10 seconds. Yes. Keep going, baby. Go, go, go. Some resistance above head. 3, 2, 1. Oh man, that's tough, bro. I'd still look for a reversal based off of the VIX. The VIX has been giving us nice reversal entries the past week, really. So I would think continuation here. Just be careful with your entry. Possible entry right there. If we do want to hold that higher low right there, this could be our possible trade on ES. Almost 5 to 1 risks to reward. Yes, sir. Aussie man, killer. Great job, bro. Great job. Call it a day there. Hit the daily goal. Gotta call it a day. Here we go. ES trying to hold up and continue higher. Equity's looking good too for a possible reversal. Apple pushing up. Microsoft pushing up. Tesla pushing up. Nvidia trying to push up. Here we go, guys. Might have that trend reversal now. Not that we haven't had it since like 1035, but now we have a bit more. It's getting a bit more strong, a bit more certainty on it. Alright, YouTube guys, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys on Monday, and I'll see you guys Wednesday for Futures Fever at 11:30 a.m. Eastern on Benzinga for a chance to win a free Apex evaluation account. See you guys tomorrow for the webinar, Saturday. So much going on. See you guys Saturday, see you guys Monday, see you guys Wednesday, Tuesday, every day. I'll see you guys every day forever. No, I'm just kidding. I'll see you guys later, though.
See you, man.
Right? It's like, it sort of is that way.
You're like Mark Wahlberg. Say hello to your mother for me.
Alright, later, guys. Have a great day. And if I don't see you at the webinar tomorrow, have a good weekend.
Thank you, Kevin. I owe you a coffee.
Absolutely, guys. I'm happy to help, always. Looks like a lot of you guys had a great week
Solid
this
trading,
week.
guys. Solid trading, dude. Like, it's what it's about. Make money in that first hour.
Yup. Be done. Be done. Hit your goal. Be done. Wait for your setup. Hit your setup. Be done. Don't overtrade. Don't overconfident. Don't move your stop loss too soon. Trust your trade. Trust your system. Trust yourself. I wouldn't say trust the market. I wouldn't go that far. Alright, later, guys. Take care.
All right, man, later.
YouTube guys, hit that like button. Don't forget, if you are looking for any one-on-one sessions, you guys could check out my website. It's Trading Pioneers. Go to Trading Pioneers, tradingpioneers.net. You could do some coaching services, one-on-one sessions. I do have an 8-week hands-on mentorship program. Now, this comes with my Futures Masterclass. It's an 8-hour masterclass of futures trading. Also comes with 16 one-on-one sessions. So that's 2 sessions a week for 2 months, really to help get you guys in line with your system and your trading. What time for tomorrow is going to be 6 p.m. Eastern. So, guys, I'm going to see you guys there. Don't forget, you do also get resources. Get a free trading journal right there. Alright, take care, guys. See you later.